It is Tuesday night. That means that the Sick Podcast Anvil Show is coming back to you live. We cannot wait to see you all tonight. Have great conversation. Not a whole lot is happening in the Colts world, and we might just breeze by, I guess you can call it championship weekend. But there is a debate to be had tonight, and it should be a fun one. But I'm going to leave you in suspense while Jimmy cues me up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Anvil Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Yes, sir. Let's pay some bills. Let's go ahead and jump right into that if I could. Playoffs. Yeah, we're talking about playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs. You can score by betting big on DraftKings, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Fellas, I can't remember. Did our picks hit last week? What did we say? Do we recall?
I think we said rushing touchdown every game.
It definitely was a rushing. Was it?
It was
definitely a Saquon rushing touchdown in that game.
It was Saquon. It was Saquon. Yep, they had James Cook ran in for one as well.
Oh, didn't Pat Mahomes run in for one?
Mahomes ran for one as well. Now Washington, I don't know if they had a rushing touchdown. Well, they didn't have many of them, that's for sure.
That is true.
But
well, there it is. I mean, as you can see, sometimes we hit, sometimes we miss, but we love doing it anyway. So you ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
All right, and let's get it the F going. That is the official sound of the anvil. We are live. We are hot. We are ready. Share, push it all out. Everybody that's here, come on and say hello. We want you guys to take a lot of partaking into tonight's discussion because I think that it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. But before we get into that, did we queue up my thing that I wanted? Were we able to get that?
Jacksonville, the community, Duval.
What the fuck was that? Losing every game next year.
Hey!
Losing every game. I gotta get back to Jacksonville. I need to talk to somebody.
That is amazing. That is
Listen,
that
man.
is amazing.
Listen, bro. We talked about, the clown mask that, didn't go in our favor a couple seasons ago. And then we remember when it did go in our favor back in the TY era. And I know we caught a lot of hell for that, bro. And that was a clown moment. But this might take the cake in the entire AFC South. Shout out to our boy. Is it Tyler? Tyler Darden? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Tyler. Tyler is actually a Jags legend. Okay, we got to get that dude his absolute flowers. I'm going to clap him up. This dude is always getting recognized by the franchise. He's gotten a chance. He was a fan of the year a couple seasons ago. Got a chance to announce a player. That player, they have made a bond now. That player gives them free merch all the time, game worn stuff. So Tyler is an absolute legend in the Jags whole organization. But Tyler, your new coach, is a clown. And that shit was hilarious. Duval. Fucking weirdo. All right, man. So just thought that we would clown them because F the AFC South. If it's not the Colts, right? That's what we do. Before we get into our great debate tonight, let's just discuss very quickly championship weekend. It came, it went. Who cares? No, I'm just kidding. How do you guys feel about the football that was played on Sunday?
I mean, it's the Eagles. The Eagles Commanders game, I think, is the Commanders. They weren't ready. Like you knew that you were going to get a heavy dose of Saquon, and it's like he gashes you early after your offense drives 18 plays down the field, and he gashes you in a span of about 18 seconds, and the offense is right back out there. Like, I mean, Eagles established dominance, and that was it.
There's a great clip. Did you see that over the weekend of the Giants fan talking about how upset he was?
Yes. He was just like he's like, oh yeah, here goes the guy that you didn't want to pay, but Daniel Jones, oh yeah, but he deserved all the money. And then he's just like, oh, look at him going for a touchdown. Oh man, we knew what he was. Oh, but where'd he go? To Philly? Yeah, he was losing it.
Yeah,
and I know he was from Northern Jersey. He was definitely from Northern Jersey.
I love football fans for that reason, man. Yeah, and I can't, Adam J, and that's the part that actually like absolutely burns my soul. I don't care about Taylor Swift, and I'm not trying to disrespect the lady, but I understand what the NFL is. You know, it's a money making machine, and they gotta like go with what they go with. But I'm so tired of this shit, bro. Like, let's stop showing Taylor Swift on every fucking Chiefs game. Let's just not do that anymore. Tua's making a movie. It's called Remember the Titans. Okay. That's hilarious a little bit. Pat, what's your thoughts on what you witnessed over the weekend?
It's not going to be so easy for Philadelphia.
Huh?
Chiefs defense is going to come out.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it really looked like defensively Washington was not ready, was not prepared whatsoever. And if they say they were prepared, whoever prepared them needs fired.
I won't even say that. I'm gonna just be fucking for real. I just don't think
that they're real. Or do you want to be?
Well, this is the real statement. They're not that fucking good. They never were that good. Like we like Chris, you have coined a phrase that I want you to always make sure the world knows is yours. And I can't remember, but it had a whole bunch of R's in it. Recency biased, or how did you say it?
No. It's we are a fan base that is frequently dealing with a bad case of recency bias.
Recency bias.
Because I mean, honestly, it's just like we get those one things and we latch onto it. Like the newest thing right now is Tyler Warren.
Nope. Not yet. Nope. No. You will not.
He was segueing before the segue was ready.
You will not. You will not do that. But I mean, to this whole fucking Washington Commanders thing.
Time out.
What?
I gotta say hi to Moon Pie. She said hi to us.
Where?
Hey, Mooney.
Is she about to bust the door in?
No.
Oh, excellent. Stay where you are.
She's on the chat saying hi.
In the chat.
So hi, Moon Pie.
Moon Pie. Actually, that's your daughter. It's not Moon Pie.
Okay,
Moon Pie can't type.
Moon Pie.
Okay, whatever. Anywho, hi, Moon Pie and Dana. But what I'm getting at is recency bias. Everybody said Jaden, JD. He's the greatest quarterback, the best rookie we ever seen. Quarterback, JD. Everybody, look, VR, all this other shit. They were never good. I'm not saying that because they lost, but I'm saying the Washington Commanders coming into the season was like, we hope we win 4 games. And don't get me wrong, they went on a hell of a ride. And that's what this whole thing is about. The NFL is beautiful for moments like that. Look at the Bengals when they went to the fucking Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Who the fuck picked that? Nobody. So all I'm saying is enjoy these things when they're happening. I'm not taking anything away from the Washington Commanders. But if somebody told you the Washington Commanders are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl in 2025, you would have fucking laughed them out of the fucking building back in April of last year. So all I'm saying is enjoy these things for what they are and what they became, and they were great moments. And congratulations to the Commanders fan base, because they have been a shit show for years under Snyder. Now that he's gone, maybe they can kind of get some of their glory back. But they were never supposed to be there. That should have been the Detroit Lions and the Eagles. They beat them, so let's give them their flowers. But at the same token, you talking about they're not prepared because they're not supposed to be there. Moment is way too big. My friends have the statement is saying the moment's too big, piss down your leg. Yeah, moment's too big, piss down their leg. Get them the fuck out of here. So we're back to where we were 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago. When did we have the KC versus Eagles? 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
And then last year it was a repeat of what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Sick of it. It's either gonna be KC and 49ers or KC and the fucking Eagles.
Well, and I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, but I mean the Chiefs got away with some shit. Like we can.
That's not a first down
when it's facts.
That's not a first down.
No, we can call it what it is. Josh Allen crossed over the plane. It was a first down. It was a first down from every angle. So there's no way possible. Not only that, but the thing is, you had the two refs. One tried to say it was short. The other one, who actually saw where the ball was, that was facing Josh Allen's jersey, who could actually see him, said it was a first down. But then also on top of that, now they just released that statement. I think it was earlier today or later yesterday, where they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, that was a first down."
Don't do that.
Like no, it's stupid. Don't do that. But the thing is, for me, because the thing is, like, when it comes down to me, my football brain, the Xavier Worthy catch, that was not a catch. That was an absolute travesty, because of the fact that we saw, literally, like, you saw when the play happened that the cornerback was able to do it. And I'm in group chats where we're just like, oh yeah, that's either an incompletion or a pick. And then they showed it in slow motion right before the ref came out, and it clearly hit the ground. And it's just like, it's clear. It's not like it's like here's the ground and here's like the tip of the ball and it's right there. No, that thing said everything that could possibly happen, and then they're just like, "Oh no, that's rewarded as a catch to the wide receiver." It's just like, you know what? Cool, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if Dez Bryant didn't catch the ball, Worthy definitely didn't catch the ball. And I'm gonna just say this and just let it be, because you know what? All season long, we've watched way too much. I mean, you can go back to the Raiders game on Christmas. That's still the biggest blown call that I've ever seen in my life. When a referee comes in and says no play, I blew it dead, and you keep the play going, and then it's an interception that favors Kansas City. But oh yeah, fuck it, it is a play. Yeah, it is a play. Like I've never seen anything like that. That's the biggest gaffe, if you would, ever. But to then sit here and say, you know, they are talking about the phantom flag, like the flag was already in position. Had Kincaid caught the ball to be an illegal man downfield or some nonsense, who knows? But I mean, if it smells like a rat and it looks like a rat, you know what I'm saying?
It's a wrap.
And then there's the other conspiracies that I like to have fun with, like, what are the Super Bowl logo colors?
Oh,
they're not blue and white.
Well, actually, ever since somebody pointed that out last year, they've been trying their damnedest to make sure that there was nobody purple anywhere near that thing. Like, we haven't seen anybody purple since Wild Card weekend. So yeah, they were just like, y'all can get that out your mind now, because it's not happening. So
and here's where I am too, man. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but maybe it's recency bias, or maybe it's not, or recency unbiased, or whatever you want to call it. But like, we got to get off this Josh Allen train, bro. The boy got all zeros. I'm not here to shoot holes in these quarterbacks, but he has no MVPs. He hasn't won anything of value. He can't get over the KC hump. And then, like, guys like Lamar get critiqued heavily, and they talk about how his career is, but Joe Burrow and fucking, you know, Josh Allen or whatever, they just like, hey man, these guys are awesome and their careers are still unlimited potential. Like, I'm kind of tired of hearing about the Josh Allen thing.
Well, you also have to understand that Josh Allen, I think it was the beginning of the 2022 season or the 2021 season, where the betting odds where there was no reason why there should have been. The betting odds were for Josh Allen to be both MVP and Super Bowl MVP during preseason week 2. And that's when I knew, I'm just like, oh, he's supposed to be the next guy. Because, there's always supposed to be a guy. There's supposed to be the person who's just up and out and is heads above the rest. But then there's also a guy that they want to have that's kind
Nipping
of
at
like
the heels.
that. Yeah. Like the thing is, for the longest time, we saw that when it came to Brady and Peyton Manning.
But at least Manning was winning MVPs. I mean, he couldn't beat Brady when it mattered, but he had MVPs galore, right? So, and Josh had nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And that's what the thing is. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're propping him up. That's why even with the way that they talk about Josh Allen now, they're just like, the Chiefs get away with stuff. We know that. Like, that if you play Kansas City, especially in Kansas City, you have to play the most sound football that you've ever played, because you know that there's going to be a chance that you're going to have to deal with some nonsense. But the problem is that even when it comes down to playing Kansas City, it's the evil, But the thing is, the people that get away with like the little slick stuff, the little nonsense here and there, are the Bills. I mean, I've never seen a ref go up to a quarterback during a game and apologize to them.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, Pat Mahomes has very lengthy.
Oh yeah, he has conversations. But the thing, when was the last time that you saw a ref go over to a player on their bench and go over and apologize to them?
Never. So you're right. I mean, hey man, listen, I don't know. Okay. I don't want to even jump on the script show. What's up, Teresa? I don't want to jump on the script show. We've probably been talking about this longer than I care about, because if it's not Colts football in these big moments, then I really don't give a shit. I watch the games because I'm a football fan, but it is what it is. I'm not a fan of either fan base. I'm not rooting for one or the other. I hate that we are already in the next era of you have to witness this for potentially 20 years. We just came out of that with Brady and the Patriots, and before we even got our fucking minds calmed off of that, like, oh fuck, Patrick Mahomes for 20 years now. Jesus Christ, is that what we got to deal with? It's getting kind of egregious. I need some parity in the NFL, and it's time to just break some of this shit up. So hopefully these teams can do better in putting rosters together, which is what we're going to discuss tonight when it comes to our boys in blue, to make it more competitive, and we can start being in these games and knocking off these fucking people, because I'm sick of it already, and it's big. It's like it's on repeat already, and it's too much for me. But anyway, transitioning. So to all the Chiefs fans and all the Eagles fans, congratulations. You get your 2 seconds of go away. Now let's talk about the Colts. Oh my God, Teresa, Omaha for you. But now, Chris, he has chosen violence, right? Mm-hmm. And
yes,
usually purple is a peaceful color, but he chooses violence, and I'm okay with it, because I want to fight him. We're going to fight tonight, verbally jabs, that is. We do not condone any of those things here. This is a time where we need to come together, but verbally, we're going to spar. Pat, I don't know if you're going to play, DEI ref. You don't really have a position anymore.
Well, let's put it this way. It's going to be 2 against 1.
Pause. But anywho, Jesus Christ and all the other things. Let's discuss where we are now. We got to commend all the people out there that do great work for the Colts, whether that's direct or indirect. So now I'm talking to my podcast guys, the Jake authors. They write great, articles. They do their own show. They were talking about, hey, Senior Bowl this week. They're talking about, hey, this is a must draft type list. Hey, this is a must free agent top list. They put out a lot of great content for everybody to kind of look at and pick and choose. And here at the Sick Podcast and we give all our people credit, and then sometimes we jump on things and cherry pick. So we're going to cherry pick tonight. Chris is known in many spaces on the X for his thoughts. Twitter. See, we already verbally sparring. For his thoughts on where we should go draft wise and why.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, Chris, I'll open up the floor. You have the floor to explain to the whole audience why you say where we go in the draft, and then I come to spar. And crowd, please jump in this conversation. Yeah. Chris, you got the floor.
So here, this camera right here.
It's on. It's red. It's
yeah.
hot.
The one with the red
Yeah.
light.
So
Yeah.
hey, people, lean in a little bit, lean in. We don't need Tyler fucking Warren, okay? And the reason why I say this, and by the way, what's up to everybody in the chat? Appreciate you. Make sure that you're sharing, liking, all that good stuff. But yeah, because the thing is, Tyler Warren is not going to change the trajectory of this team. Do we need a tight end? Yes. Do we need a tight end in the first round? Absolutely fucking not. And the reason why we don't need a tight end in the first round is because tight end, especially in an offense, is a luxury position. Tight end is always a luxury position. Matter of fact, we can go ahead, we can actually look at the fact that all the big names that you look at right now, right? Let's just say you can think of you can think of 10 off the top of your head. Not even 5 of them are going to be first round tight ends.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about tight.
That's in the game currently.
Yes, that's
Okay.
currently. If you think of the top 10 tight ends in the game, the names that come to mind.
Yep. Kelsey, Kittle.
Not a first round. Not a first round.
Yeah. Pitts. He just ain't showed up.
No. First off, he's not a top 10 tight end in the league. Get that fuck out of here. So let's go. Let's just be honest about it. Like the thing is, you have your exceptions here and there, right? Like a Hawkinson, like maybe like a Laporta. Dalton Kincaid was a first round, and we saw what he just did this past weekend. I mean, if we're being completely honest, Tyler Warren is not going to make up for the fact that we didn't draft Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers is a top 10.
That's fantastic. How many touchdowns he scored this year?
Well.
Okay,
their offense sucks, man. Hold on.
He was the only one they could throw the ball to.
But here's
Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. We're not doing this, Chris.
But the thing is, like I said, Brock Bowers is a Lamborghini in a hood driveway. Like he's a player that literally is on a team that has to build, and mind you, that team has to build everything now. So the thing is, right now, the only thing that you know for a fact that you have is Brock Bowers and Max Crosby. Because after that, you have nothing else on that team. They didn't need to do that.
Well, let me play devil's advocate while you're still making your point. Well, you take Kansas City. I know what you said. Kelsey's like a 4th round pick or something. I don't fucking know. And he didn't bloom until later in his career. Great. What I'm also saying, though, despite him not being all that, I guess, true to form this past weekend to their win like he normally is, they still had the game plan for him. So I know Worthy did some shit, and boy, Hollywood started out pretty strong. They had a decent run attack. But if you pretend like, Kelsey's not there, then you get absolutely eaten alive. So I feel like when you say a luxury, maybe unless you're Kansas City, when he's actually the focal point to me.
Well, so and to refute that, you have to remember that what was it? I think it was 2 years ago when the Chiefs won. They had Juju Smith-Schuster as wide receiver 1. They had Marquez Valdez-Scantling as wide receiver 2.
Nasty work.
You know Travis Kelce was going to be getting the ball. You knew he was going to be getting the ball. And yet Travis Kelce, in everything that he does, with him being that late round tight end pickup, he still was able to make sure that he's finding pockets and that he's running and not just running routes, but he's chipping. He's making sure that he's doing all those things that you would expect from somebody who's knowing. So the thing is, are we really looking for a first round tight end, or are we looking for a tight end that's well-rounded who will be able to fit into an offense? Because the thing is, there's more than one of those in this draft right now.
Yeah, but we've done that before, Chris. We have done that before. In this era, and not even in this era, in other eras, and we have yet to find another Dallas Clark. Kobe Fleener had moments. Dwayne Allen had moments. Eric Ebron was a good free agency pickup. He had moments. We thought Jelani Woods was going to be something. He's not really had moments. And then everybody else in between that is just they're on the team and got a jersey.
And everybody that you named was not a first round tight end.
This is fair. Okay, Sean. Sean said he likes Fanning. That's all somebody that you like too.
Fanning Jr., yes.
Fanning Jr. Okay, it comes down to offensive scheme. Colts have to get better with their offense. But see, okay, I'm gonna jump in. First off, Rob, let's go, because he's a Michigan Wolverine fan. I wish you could see the other side of my office over here. But here's what I'll say. Chris might be Richardson, Mayo, Boyd, and Bryson Young not proven to be number one in plays. My thoughts are this. For a quarterback that you need to improve, for a quarterback that you want to see efficiency, for a quarterback that you want to say, hey, make 60% of your clips when you throw the football, it's a minimum.
Yes.
You have to have a true outlet, not a running back, not necessarily a wide receiver 1, 2, or 3, but you need somebody that's going to dominate the middle of the field. I mean, look at Jaden Daniels. As they said all year and definitely during this playoff run, his outlet is Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz yesterday had, I don't even know, 9, 10 catches. Holy shit. You know, like that's where he goes when he's like, oh, that's covered. Anthony Richardson has not had that luxury, right? And so his plays, if you will, have predominantly have to be to the outside. I mean, Mo Alley has made a catch or two for him that's been memorable, but nothing that's been consistent. And for me, I know what you're going to say. Fanning Jr. and all this, he plays at Bowling Green. Why does that matter? Why doesn't it? Why it shouldn't matter, I should say. It matters to me because we have always went with that blueprint. Kylan comes out of SMU. Who are they? They ain't been shit since the death penalty. Now this year they, turned their lives around. But up until this year, who are they? Who are they? And what I'm getting at is he's our tight end one. Mo Alley Cox is from he's a basketball player from what? Kent State? Where the fuck he come from? Where's he from? Who is that? All I'm simply stating is change the narrative. Sometimes talent is too good to go by. And I know what you're going to say. The defense needs it. But you're also doing this. When you draft a kid on defense and he's supposed to be a star, when he's not, everybody knows it right away. You're the fucking number one, or you're our number one pick in the first round, number 14. Let's go safety. Let's go Starks. And you're just mid. Everybody fucking knows it. If Quinion Mitchell misses last year, everybody knows it. If Cooper DeJean misses, even though he's a second round pick, everybody fucking knows it.
Yep. So
hold on. Let me take care of Ricky's question. Ricky, you got to understand, I'm a DEI hire, so I'm allotted certain times to speak and times I can't speak.
Well, go ahead, Pat. Jump in because I think Clyde's frozen.
No, he ain't frozen.
No, he
really might be. Anyway, I'll jump into the conversation.
What happened?
You froze.
Okay, wait. Yeah. I froze? Okay. Am I back?
Yes.
You're back.
Yes,
Took me aback. Okay.
Yes.
But anyways, all jokes aside, I absolutely agree with Chris on this. We don't need Tyler Warren. We don't need any tight end, in my opinion. I've been saying this since last year's draft. If you want to convince me that we need this superstar name out of college, you need to show me that you're going to utilize the position for that offensive threat first.
Pat, that doesn't even make sense.
It
makes zero sense.
Why am I going to waste a draft pick picking a guy to help block with the O-line? Because right now that's all we truly use our tight ends for.
Do you buy the car before building an engine? Or do you build the engine and buy the car?
What?
Yeah, see, you're not picking up what I'm putting down. When you buy your old school car, you say that's the car. Then you put the engine in the car. We have the offense. We have the quarterback. That's the car. You got to put the engine in the car.
An engine.
No. That's the bullshit engine. That's not the rebuilt. Let's get this shit turned into a modified beast yet. That's just the bullshit engine. You have to build the car first, which we have, but we're missing key parts. And I know what Chris is going to say. You absolutely need key players on defense, but you know where they should come from? You know who our safety should be? Holland. Let's go get his ass.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. You see what I'm saying? I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Go ahead, Pat. Sorry about that.
That's what I'm saying, Clyde. You threw out the car metaphor. Brother, it doesn't matter what kind of engine you put in there. If you don't start the fucking thing, it's not going to run. Start using my tight ends that I've got. I've got complete confidence in Ogletree, I got complete confidence in
Bruh.
the one that keeps getting hurt, Jelani.
Because you can't remember the names is why we're not utilizing them.
No, because I'm tired. And I would definitely like to see a lot more Will Mallory.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. These guys are
No,
very
you wouldn't.
capable of commanding presence in the middle of the field.
Thank you, Rob.
And let
But
me
you have to use them for more than glorified extended tackles. If you want that, then get the best damn tackle out of the draft.
None of them have a skill set that says utilize me. They all have very, 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 very basic roles in our offense. None of them are really a Swiss Army knife outside of Jelani Woods, and he can't stay healthy.
What I agree. But are you saying that because you know they don't have the talent, or are you saying that because you haven't seen their talent on display?
You're saying that because, as Chris has said, that is a luxury position. And what that means is, oh, we got enough outside of this running back, receivers now, a quarterback that's potentially a superstar if we can get them together. We don't really need a tight end. Oh, until you realize, yeah, we kind of do, because look at the play.
uh-oh.
I bet you
froze
fix
up
your
Use,
freaking
you know,
internet
Josh
before you
Daniels.
go
There he is. Okay.
bashing me.
What is going on? Okay,
can
Keep
see him.
freezing.
All right, I don't know why that's happening. It could be the Texas weather. We do got a storm rolling in. You guys keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
change something.
Well, so and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna while Clyde's not here getting his stuff together, I'm gonna refute some things because we're gonna just do that. So the thing is, Tyler Warren is the newest name in, whatever you want to call
The
it,
bright,
right?
shiny player
So-
that
so Ty-
it's the same way with free agency. Every time somebody hits free agents, Colts got to pick him up. Colts got to pick him up. Colts got to grab him. Every single player. And now that the shiny college player that everybody thinks that we need is Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
And I just disagree with that.
No, 100%. And that's the reason why I feel the way that I feel about it, because, like I said, it's just like there's still, I know that there's still a subsect of people that wanted Brock Bowers. And of course, Tyler Warren is going to be the next big name, whatever it may be. Tyler Warren was a 5-year tight end, redshirt, of course, first year. He's a 5-year tight end that has 1,800 yards in 4 seasons as, like I'm going to say playing full time. That's like, as far as the actual team goes, that's fantastic. That's fine. But the thing is, what we're also not going to skim over is the fact that, okay, that's fine. Like Tyler Warren had a great year, right? If you decide to go Harold Fannin Jr., right? 3 years, 2,396 yards total. He had 1,555 this year alone. And we can go and we can talk about the fact that we need that. We know that we just need something upgraded over what we have right now. Hell, we talked about Michael Mayer. Now the thing is, we can talk all day about the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, Jelani Woods has tremendous upside. Well, he hasn't been able to show it because he hasn't played a full season ever.
Yep.
Like Kylan Granson, we had a chance to see him. He smokes open routes all the time. Like he literally will be by himself and he will get drops that, I mean, my 10-year-old would be able to catch. It's one of those things where it's just like we have a tight end room that is more potential based than it is production based. And that's the thing that irritates me so much, because we're going off of what they should be able to do as opposed to what they're actually doing.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Ogletree. We'll grab him right out of the gate. You put him in Kansas City. The way they utilize tight end, does Drew Ogletree become a star in Kansas City?
I don't think he becomes a star. I think he actually becomes a more consistent player. Because
I think he becomes a star because they actually use Travis Kelce for that middle of the field threat. They actually throw the damn ball to him.
Okay, so name the other tight end for me.
You can't.
No, you
I
can't.
can't.
Noah Gray. Because he's a tight end outside of Kelsey. When Kelsey has been hurt or hasn't been able to play, Grace came in and he's made sure that he's inserted into that offense. Does he play the exact same way Travis Kelsey does? No. But he's somebody who's been a reliable outlet because of the fact that the system that they have allows him to be able to speak to the strength of the offense, no matter how much that he may not be Travis Kelsey.
You just proved my point. The system allowed him to step right in.
Yeah,
We don't run that
Travis
system.
Kelce.
But
Pat,
then,
come on.
but you were speaking,
I'm not
but you were
saying
speaking
he's
to
Travis Kelce.
come on.
I'm not
But you were
saying
speaking
he's
to Ogletree going
anybody.
over there
I'm
and being a
saying
superstar.
if you put him in another system, he
Come on,
becomes a tight end star.
No, he does not.
I don't think so. No.
Stop
I
it.
think so.
So here's the thing that I feel like that you're so when everybody says, hey, we need a wide receiver one. This guy is not a wide receiver one. This guy is not a wide receiver two, whatever you want to say. Why is that? There's a talent issue there. It's not about usage. It's about a talent gap. There's a talent gap. I get it. These guys are NFL players. All of our tight ends are actual NFL players, of course. But that doesn't mean that they have a certain talent level that makes them a starter anywhere or makes them a key player anywhere. They're not. They're just not. And that's okay. That's okay to believe in them, but it's also okay to understand what you know. Tylen Granson anywhere is not an 80 catch guy for 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. Any fucking where.
I didn't bring his name up.
I love Drew Ogletree for all that he's worth. He has big play potential and all that. And I don't even care about the drops that he had this year or the miscues that he might have had here and there. Don't even care about him. Drew Ogletree anywhere is not a 900-yard guy on 75 receptions and 10 touchdowns. Nowhere in the NFL. Nowhere.
And it's not to say that he's not going to be better than he is with us, because I believe 100% he could. But the problem is that he's not automatically just going to go and be elevated. Like, the thing is, you know that in Kansas City, there's guys that are automatically going to get theirs off rip. Kelsey's going to get his off rip. Pacheco's going to get his off rip. The wide receivers, it depends. Because the thing I'm going to say in any of these Super Bowl years, we haven't seen. I don't know if we've seen a 1,000-yard receiver out of the Chiefs in any of the last two Super Bowl years.
Yes,
Juju Smith-Schuster had like 800, 900, and he played a full season.
Yeah.
And so the thing, like I said, you know who's going to be getting theirs. And then you know that when your number's called on, you need to make sure that you go in and you execute so that they can make sure that you're opening up these opportunities. They know exactly who's going to be those guys, who's going to do exactly what they need to do. And then you know that you have your guys who are going to make sure that you chip away and that you get that 5, get that 10 yards maybe. But then you know Kelsey going to get that ball. Pacheco going to get that ball. Pat Mahomes may run it in. Noah Gray may possibly just go ahead and get the ball too, but that's how that team is constructed.
And so to those points, all great points. I love, the dialogue, but I feel like, the one thing that we have to be realistic with, like truly realistic with, is if you're going to repeat the same patterns, you're going to get the same results. So what I'm saying is thinking that these guys that don't have that type of talent, that doesn't really go with, what we haven't done before. That's what we've done. We've tried to hit like on the guy that's the second or third or fourth round guy and said, hey, look, this is an unforeseen talent and we're going to prove it to you. And it just doesn't flow for us. So my biggest point that I was making before my internet was trying to, kick me off was this. I feel that you have to make sure that you're complementing both your draft with your free agents. Yes. And what I mean by that is this is the year that you say, I have a brand new DC and I don't even know, 6 solid veterans that we're probably bringing back. We might let a few walk, but it's probably 6 or 7 on defense that we're going to bring back. We need to fill the rest of that roster with key players that have proven themselves in this league already. 2 to 3 year deals, maybe a 1 year, depending on how desperate you are at the position, and build a defense this year with your new DC that he doesn't have to go back to where he was the last couple years in Cincinnati. We're going to give him the players he needs, which opens our draft up to draft the players of the future and positions that we need as well. So you could take Tyler Warner and not feel bad about not taking Malachi Starks because, shit, you brought in Javon Holland or you brought in another big-time safety back there to go along with Nick Cross.
And to your point, I can say that if you fill holes in the defense in free agency, then I'm going to feel a lot better about potentially taking Tyler Warren. I would lean towards that because the thing is, if for some reason, let's just say, because we know that it can go one of two ways. Either they're going to go into free agency and they're going to say, we're not going to re-sign Julian Blackmon, but you know what? Let's go ahead, all chips in, Javon Holland, sign him. You know, we know that we're not going to get X person. So let's go get Akeem Davis-Gaither from Cincinnati. Like, we know that we're not going to do this at corner. So let's just get so-and-so corner, proven veteran. Okay. That means that you've went and you've made sure that you supplemented at those positions.
Yep.
So then, like I said, Tyler Warren makes more sense. But if you go into this free agency period, you do this God forbidden depth signing, and then you decide that you're going to go and not do anything for free agency. So now you have to worry about addressing defense in the draft. And then you're also going to go and potentially, you're going to also go tight end, and then you're going Tyler Warren. You're once again putting people in positions where you're going to have to supplement. And not only that, but this is a big depth fall off year because all those guys, like you got Grant Stewart needs to be re-signed. EJ Speed needs to be re-signed. Blackmon needs to be re-signed. All these guys that you would normally have, you have about 13 guys that you need to be re-signed that generally, because of the fact that you don't believe they're starters, you're not signing 75% of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're going to have to sign depth in order to do that. So the thing is now, if the only way this happens, and if you hit free agency, you do the draft properly, and then you bring in practice squad for depth, like they'll actually be for depth instead of saying they're depth, and then you end up making them starters anyway, then cool. But that's the only scenario where Tyler Warren makes sense, because if you're not helping rebuild that defense where you know you're going to be losing people who shouldn't have been starting in the first place, then what the hell are you going to do when you just go ahead and you just grab a tight end?
Well, I'm going to push my chips to the table again because I feel like more importantly is your franchise quarterback. Do we got one or do we not have one? And sign
tight end
somebody.
isn't going to prove that.
It will help tremendously. Tremendously, it will help. Tremendously.
It won't.
I guarantee you it will.
I guarantee you it will not.
If wild statement, if we bring in a proven tight end or a skilled tight end such as Tyler Warren, Anthony Richardson makes a huge jump in his efficiency and completion percentage because the offense is going back to Pat's. We got to use them. The offense now schemes them into play. The tight end, unless you're Kelsey, truly, you're not the number one option. Kelsey's the only number one tight end option, if you will, in any offense. Kittle isn't. Sam Laporta isn't. Like all these other great tight ends are not. But Kelsey is the number one dude. Even at 35 and slower than he's ever been, he's just savvy and knows how to get open. But he's Pat Mahomes' number one option every single game. So I'm not saying Tyler Warren comes in and becomes that. But Tyler Warren comes in and is like, hey, bro, I'm probably always open. So look deep for Alec. Look shallow for, Michael Pittman. Hey, you got Josh Downs on a quick something. But guess who's always got 4 to 8 yards ready to happen for you? Fucking me.
I don't know. I just see Tyler Warren, and it's not to say that I just think he's going to be a bum, because I don't. I think he's going to end up being a good tight end, but he's not going to be a tight end that's just going to change the tide. He's going to be like, the thing is, he is a recency bias based tight end.
No,
he's a recency bias based tight end.
Wait, now you're Omaha.
Okay. So
now you're
Clyde.
Omaha.
So Clyde, we talked about this while you were out, while you had to make sure that all your hamsters were all together for your internet.
They were fucking not.
So let me tell you.
over here.
So let me tell you, Tyler Warren, for his career, 1,839 yards.
Uh-huh.
How many years did he play in Penn State?
4.
5.
Was it 5 years?
He had 4 playing years.
Yeah.
He had 4 playing years.
Uh-huh.
2/3 of that was this year. So
Okay.
1,233 this year. Okay, cool. Now the thing is, you give me crap about Fannin, right? And the thing is, I say so. The thing is, I say Fannin take Fannin second round, right? Because the thing is, if there's a Will Johnson, if there's a Malachi Starks out there, if there's one of those guys, absolutely 100%. But the thing is, for somebody like a Fannin Jr., 3 years in, 2,396 yards in 3 years. This past year, 1,555 yards.
Monster year.
So the thing is, if we really are just consistently talking about we need a tight end.
Does he block as well as Tyler Warren?
Yes, he does.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He also blocks as well. Not only that, but the thing is, he can run the routes, and he's going to go up for the ball as well. You can listen. You can feel how you choose to, but the thing is, there's more than one tight end option in this draft that shouldn't handcuff us to a first round tight end.
I'm not saying that there isn't, but I'm also saying if last year the trade up that we attempted to do with the Giants, that's pretty sure that was Brock Bowers.
I don't think so.
Okay, just for kicks and giggles, who you think it was?
I believe it was going to be a wide receiver.
Okay, so
because if we trade up with the Giants, you're potentially going to snag Neighbors.
Okay,
that's what I thought.
Maybe.
So I mean, so the thing is, like I said, we're saying, oh yeah, we think that it would. We think because the thing is, you're talking. Let's be honest, because the Giants picked what, 6?
Yeah, but it wasn't Neighbors.
I don't.
Because then you got 2 midgets out there. You got Neighbors and a Josh Downs. That's
Neighbors
how you running
isn't
it.
That short. Neighbors is like 6'6'1". Not only that, but the thing is also, if we
I think he is 6 foot.
If we take him, we don't take AD Mitchell.
Well, of course not.
So the thing is, if the plan was to go and trade up that high, because mind you,
I still think it was Brock.
If the plan was to trade up that high, you got to be going after one of those, because once again, you had Marvin Harrison Jr. out there, and he was taken at 4.
He was taken. He's gone.
So the thing is, to try to trade up that far and try to trade up with the Giants, I don't think you trade up that high to go and get Brock Bowers. It's going to get Neighbors, because Neighbors was the guy who's going to be now, mind you, if you have a Neighbors, you're basically drafting yourself. And it's not to say that Michael Pittman is number 1, but you're basically drafting a number 1. You're making sure. And the thing is, and also on top of that, if Alec Pierce doesn't have the year that he has, then he's somebody that you're looking to replace anyway. Alec Pierce is somebody they're looking to have competition for anyway. So if we're being 100% real, I'm telling you, it's just like that was a trade up for Neighbors.
Okay, fair. The world will never know. Okay,
well, yeah,
and Chris Ballard would never tell. But the thing that's relative to me is you have to round out your entire offense. And like I said, 3 guys that got 800 yards this year. Not a ton of touchdowns, but whatever, 800 yards. I think JD led in touchdowns. He had 8, something like that. But you don't have anybody at the tight end spot this production. And you still have Jonathan Taylor, who's going into year 6, 26, 27 years old now. And you got a baby for a quarterback. I feel like you got to round out the offense, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, if you want to see improvement from him, you have to give him that level. You just got to give him that level.
You can provide him with something better than what he's had easily.
But Malachi Starks, okay, you take a safety. Let's play safety. Starks is awesome. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He does not change the entirety of the defense.
He doesn't. Oh, no, absolutely not.
So we're still building a defense.
Yes, but the thing
we're not building an offense anymore. Okay. It's built.
But the thing is, we can talk about the fact that we got hit over the head with passing last year.
Fair.
Like teams win it. So the thing is, does he single-handedly change the look of the whole entire defense? No, but he's somebody that that if you put him back there, he's going to be significantly better than what we've had before. We talked about this last week, and we talked about the week before. If that defense is even a 20th ranked defense instead
Fair.
of being 27th, 28th,
Fair.
that's potentially 2 more wins.
Point made, point taken. I'm just simply stating, and I mean this, to like your defensive players still they have a harder onboarding, if you will, than a tight end. A tight end just has to come in, as you say, it'd be a luxury. Surprise us, buddy. Come in and be like, damn, he had 9 catches today for 102 and in a tutty. Okay. Fuck. That's good because 2 players are actually appreciative of that. The quarterback and the tight end. This safety, Nick Cross, i.e., monster games last year. Same results. Nick Cross couldn't get on the field 2 years ago. Put him on the field this year. Amazing. For the first 7-8 games of the season, he was a top tackler. Why do we have our safety as a top tackler in NFL? Because our defense sucks. But he was showing that I can play. But guess what? You're still getting aired out because that's a position of need, absolutely, but it doesn't change shit.
But that's the thing. It's
So
a
build
position,
your defense through the free agents.
It's a position of need, and we know that that's needed. Now, mind you, Clyde,
Bring that last one up.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Clyde. If we go out, let's just say if we trade for a tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say trade for a tight end. I know that we've thrown Michael Mayer's name out there. If we trade for a tight end, would you still be so keen to go and say, yes, we need to get Tyler Warren out of Tyler Warren in the draft?
So no, but I would also say that does not appreciate the value of tight end. Oh, like Tyler Warren needs to be not an option for this to make sense. So Tyler Warren is taken in the first 5 picks. Gone. Not even a fucking option. Wasn't even close. Now you can start to kind of resonate with the truth. But to know that you potentially have a play, and again, we haven't even made it to the combine yet. That's coming up here shortly. That's where your money's made. That's where everybody absolutely screws the pooch. Because right now it's like, oh, 14, he'll be there. He might not be, but he'll probably be there. He goes and blows the fucking combine up. He ain't going to be there. Or he has an Anthony Richardson type performance. Oh, Anthony Richardson, a 4th rounder. Number 4 overall.
We know exactly how this is going to go because we know that we have the Senior Bowl, and then we know that we have the combine. And if there's anything that our recency bias as loving Colts fan base loves, we love us some recency bias. So I'm going to say right now, unless Tyler Warren absolutely pops off during the combine, if somebody else is able to go out there, we're going to see that there's going to be some minds change because of the fact that, like I said, Tyler Warren is who we're going for because Tyler Warren is the most recent name.
Not for me.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I like Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama.
Oh, shit.
If you want to change that defense up, you give me that monster.
Bro. Like, this is why defense is hard. This is why defense is hard.
This is why you're hard.
No.
Because no! Well, that did come out bad. You discredit everything from everybody that doesn't align up to your thoughts.
What the fuck?
You know a damn good linebacker would absolutely change this defense. A safety won't. You're 100% right.
Shit.
Is it needed? Yes. But a linebacker will change this defense.
All right, man.
And
All
that's
that's
Campbell.
all that's great. All that's great. Not denying that. But what I'm saying is, when you're building a defense with a brand new DC, and this DC's been around for a while, and you have players that are aging, your defensive side of the ball is more win now than your offensive side of the ball. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, with a 9-year GM that hasn't done much in the face of winning or changing his franchise, it's not a lot of places that he has left to build, if that makes sense. So for what he has on both sides of the ball that are starters, so if you look at 22 potential starters and you say of those, I'm gonna say 14 of them are still starters. Guess what you got to do? You got to bring in the pieces that you need from certain places, i.e. free agency, to round out that. Because who's saying he's getting another year? Who's saying anybody gives a shit about him drafting Starks and the defense improves, but we still don't make the playoffs? Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is for Chris Ballard, he should get with the program and realize, like, hey, boss, if Javon Holland is there and this guy and that guy is there, and Lou, our brand new, more aggressive defensive coach, is like, those dudes make a difference and I can work with them and bring them in, and I guarantee you we excel. We don't give a fuck about drafting a young player in that side of the ball. Get that shit out of here. But then I also understand that my quarterback needs efficiency and he needs to be able to complete passes over the middle because we got none of that last year. Tyler Warren, if you're there, take this fucking draft card. Yeah. Welcome to the organization. We're not building anymore. This is what I'm talking about. So y'all talking about, to me, y'all talking about building on the defense. These young guys will do this. Maybe. Or maybe they won't.
So then let me ask you this then. You said 22 guys, 14 are starters. How many of those starters are on offense?
Yeah, probably all of them.
So then why the fuck are we getting a tight end in the first round?
Because I ain't gonna say probably all of them. That's cap.
Because
the offensive line is kind of shaky.
11 of them.
And there's no tight end.
11 of them.
So 7 of them. 7 of them. It's 7 and 7. 7 and 7.
7 and 7?
Zaire comes back. Kenny comes back. Defoe comes back. Grove comes back. Okay. Nick Cross comes back. Latu comes back. That's 6.
Brents will be back.
And Brents is going to start. That's 7.
It's not a question of if Brent starts. It's a question of if he's going to play.
Okay, well, 7.
So with that being said, of the 14, because you said 7.
Glow's gone. Kelly's gone.
Okay, so
whoever's tight end,
you still got Ryman. You still got Quentin Nelson.
And
Braden Smith is up in the air, but for the most part, he's starting if he's here. Okay. AR, JT, Pittman, Downs.
Yep.
Like
it's 7-7 or 8-7. I'll say 15. You got 15 starters of the 22, in my opinion. 7's new starters total on both sides of the ball. Throw them wherever you want to.
So then, and with that being said, let's just say, because the thing is, I think also the thing that's kind of being skimmed over is the fact that if AR, let's just say if the biometrics training, the stuff that he does, if that provides that improvement in his game, helps with the accuracy things, it's able to go ahead and just get him up further with what we have. Because the thing is, you don't have 3 800-yard receivers just because of the fact that you know that, oh yeah, these like the offense right now, at least to me, is pretty good. Like I said, that's the reason why I'm saying tight end is a luxury, because I think if you want to plug in Tyler Warren, cool, that's fine. But you can also trade for Michael Mayer. Hey, I mean, fuck it, go get Kyle Pitts. Like, just go. Like, you know that there's many options that you have, especially when it comes to tight end. But the thing is, but the thing is, when it comes down to how we're going to be able to make sure that we do it, because the truth is, and I like Juju Brents, but also at the same time, he has not been able to play a full season in his 2 years. So I mean,
not wrong.
We have to be able to just like really just understand that if for some reason this defense is better, right? And let's just say AR takes that leap, that 44% completion percentage goes up to 57. Then we're looking at a very well improved team. And then if on defense it ends up being that, then fine. But like I said, it's just there's options to be able to go and to me get tight end that if you go ahead and you skip over in this draft and you let guys like I said, like a Will Johnson, like a Malachi starts, you let them just go ahead and let them go for a Tyler Warren, I feel like you're going to see the regret in that.
Okay.
Well, can I ask you a question?
All right. We got to be quick because we have to end. But go ahead. Fire away.
And we talked about this a couple shows ago. which side of the ball do you place more blame on our losses?
Defense, by far.
Thank you. So why are we addressing offense in the draft?
Because we had Gus Bradley and his scheme did not ever adjust. And as we said, there were games that were still winnable. It's just that he, instead of fucking bringing any kind of pressure on 3rd and 7, hey, get that 3rd and 7. It's easy. Kick your field goal, win the game. Go down and score the ball, win the game.
So with that logic, you're saying Lou can take the defense that we had and turn them into a championship caliber team?
No, I'm saying Lou would put them in better positions to make plays. They probably still would be a bottom half defense just because all the talent isn't there. But I'm saying you can see how they won what they win 6 straight, 5 straight, whatever it fucking was, with shit on defense. And he knew he was not getting any support from the front office either. But he was able to turn around with what he had. And it's all about, like, look on Twitter, look on X, whatever you call it, because we're about to bring that up. Great fucking cue there. But look on there and look at how I forget who it is, but he's been posting a ton of Lou's, like, scheme and design.
Zach Hicks,
from his Bengals days, and just watch how they fucking move around. Just watch, same dudes that were 26th or whatever the fuck they were, but they got off the field on 3rd downs. They made pressure blitzes when they needed to. They did things within themselves that was like, scheme can sometimes adjust to the lack of talent. A lot of times we made plays that was talent over fucking scheme. He knew how to do both. So I'm not saying he turns his defense to a top 10. Don't say that. Don't quote that. But I guarantee you they would have played harder. They would have played faster. They would have played better. They would have been in better positions to make plays instead of just accepting whatever the offense gave to them. And with that, we'll say our X handles. We'll start with DEI. Where can they find you?
At Big Colts. God, I hate you.
Okay. All right.
You're my brother, and I'll go to the grave for you if I have to.
CJ.
But God, I hate you.
Great. Appreciate you. Hate you too.
Yeah.
What you guys say?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CJ Colts fan. Because I'm not going to say the way Clyde does and say the X or the Twitter. We're just going to say Twitter.
All right, man. And you can find me on the X at Colts Clyde. I apologize for my spotty internet tonight. And we got a little long in the tooth, but this is a great debate. And we might bring more of this in a different aspect and different levels. Maybe we'll debate free agents on Thursday. We'll have everybody continues to comment, throw in their thoughts. Let's debate free agents on Thursday. No hypothetical trade scenarios, because that's always super hypothetical. But we could talk about who's out there for a free agent and who we should offer. So let's do that on Thursday. How your boys feel about that?
So much fun.
Yeah.
I love the hypotheticals.
There's a top 50 out there that we can all review and just kind of go over and say, hey, look, this is who I think we should bring in. What are your thoughts? Sounds like a good show?
I love it.
All right, cool. All right, boys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Sorry that I had the issues. I'm glad that you commented. We want to continue to get you more involved in the show each and every time. So please continue to speak and share and do all the other things. Tell a friend, bring a friend, the whole thing. Sammy, take us home, please.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.